Hi! In this video, I'm gonna talk about how to get your damn life back after quarantine because we all know everyone's fucking sore. Everybody's like, Jesus Christ, it's taking so much energy. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you're notified every week when I share my most top secret nuggets that really, really help because dang girl, I don't want you to be settling for less than you were put here to do. And hit the like button. That helps so much. YouTube is an algorithm and we can't help a million women if a million women they're not even able to see these videos. So today I'm talking about how to get your life back after quarantine. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Lani and I've helped thousands of women, just got goosebumps, all over the world get their life back, get their power back, live their best lives. And so I get that right now, maybe you're like, oh my God, if quarantine didn't happen, if COVID didn't happen, if all this external stuff didn't happen, I would be fine. I was fine before it and blah, blah, blah. So it's a lot easier to blame what everything else outside. Human nature is not my fault. I'm gonna blame everybody else on the outside of me. But the truth is, we can only be triggered if there's something inside to be triggered. So it's not about being perfect. And if you are my style, girlfriend, you can't guilt yourself into being happy. I used to fully try and punish myself and guilt myself and more anxiety. And what a shocker. I never got happiness out of that. So if you are a freaking overachiever and a perfectionist and you're always wanting to save everybody and everything, then the guilt's not gonna work. So what we're gonna do, the first thing we're gonna do is sit up like a queen, bitch. Take a big breath, and I want you to breathe from your belly. So if you're really new to this one, and if you've never done belly breaths before, I found that it was easier for me to lay down because it just made it a lot easier, and that's how I taught it, and everyone's like, yeah, it's easier to lay down. But put your hands on your belly, actually. Seriously, breathing is my secret weapon. And it's well, you breathe all day, every day. Yeah, but you're not aware of it. And so when we're breathing, I think of every breath as an opportunity to heal and get energy and connect to my higher power and live my best life. So if every breath you're taking is and it's all stressed out, then your body thinks that it's in a state of stress, even though you're totally safe. I'm here. Me and Chris, my beautiful partner, are in Portugal. The sun is shining. Weather is sweet. I'm good, but if I'm then my body starts to go into fight or flight and it's really stressed out and it's in a state of stress and there's no way I can live my best life or totally get back to the way that my life was and beyond, because I believe if we're not growing, we're dying. So we're gonna put hand on the belly and we're gonna do a big belly breath. I know this seems so simple, it's crazy, but the first step to getting your life back is breathing, conscious breathing, not just focusing on breath when you're working out, breathing, consciously focusing, feeling gratitude. So big belly breath. And if you can't take a deep breath, that's how damn stressed out you are. And girl, you really need this. I'll explain more at the end how I can help you even further. But if you struggle to take deep breaths, that was always one of my signs that I was in my head, not present. And then I would feel anxiety. Was I couldn't take a deep breath. I just felt like there was always a whole bunch of pressure on my chest. If you can resonate with that, let me know in the comments. So we're doing our belly breaths. That's the first part of this. Now, what I really want us to focus on is it's not a game of you're not good enough and that's why you're not living your best life because of quarantine. You shouldn't have been affected, blah, blah, blah. It changed everybody's lives. Chris and I were able to focus on serving women. So we got to serve way more women. We used it as an opportunity. We're dude, so many women need our help. So yeah, that part of us grew. But then the part of us that never left the fucking house, we did our home workouts, but we definitely our world shrunk. We didn't get to hang out with family. We didn't get to see people in real life. So it affected everybody because it's different. That's not a bad thing. We just want to figure out where we are now. And we're just gonna rate it on fulfillment. How fulfilled are you? And this is a part where you have to be really honest with yourself. This comes up all the time. Just came up this morning with a client, not her, somebody that one of her clients. But because this is just my philosophy, the old Lani anyway, I didn't want anybody to know that I was suffering, so I would silently suffer. I actually just did some posts and stories on Instagram about when I had this perfect body when I was in the abusive marriage, and I was balding secretly, and I had so much anxiety I couldn't fucking breathe. I couldn't like eat. I started getting like totally anorexic. That was my pattern. Totally starved myself and then binge. Like I was just yo-yoing and crazy. So I was silently, because I remember saying, I don't want anybody to feel bad. I don't want them to know that I'm being so abused, because I don't want to bring anybody down. I don't want to bum anybody out. But what the truth was I knew that if I acknowledged it and like told people that cared about me and wanted to help, I would have to do something about it. So I gauged my fulfillment on a lie. I was lying to myself. I was not honest to myself. And then of course I was not honest to everybody else. And for me, my definition of a queen speaks truth, not just when it's easy, not just when it's comfortable. I just had one of my clients do her, we call it a Wonder Woman post. Beautiful Carolyn, shout out to you, sis. And she's like, you know, it's really uncomfortable when you have to acknowledge that inner bitch that comes out. And it's like, that's what a queen does. So I want to know in the comments, what's your definition of a queen? Because a queen it's not perfect. Oh, I'm not perfect. I'm not a queen. Is that what you're saying, Lani? No, don't twist my shit. But a queen is honest, and we take our own feedback. So I have to be honest with myself before I can first go out and make changes. And I have to help myself first before I could ever even dream of helping a million women in the world. I can't not know how to manage my emotions, or not know how to get out of my head, or be struggling for a breath, or feel like I hate my body, or be super insecure and jealous with Chris. Like I can't, if I'm struggling there, then I have nothing to share, because I can't give what I don't have. I can't teach what I don't know how to do myself. So the question is, like, this is the second part into getting your life back after quarantine, is how fulfilled are you? And I just gave the example, like my body was perfect, but I was like at a 0 in fulfillment. If 10 is like the fucking max, you're growing, you're thriving, you're living in purpose. I see it as this whole rainbow, this incredible rainbow of a queen has it all and doesn't settle. Oh, I can be rich, but then I have to hate my body and have an autoimmune disease. That's bullshit. A queen doesn't do that. Oh, I can be a mom, but I can't be sexy, and I can't have a life, and I can't have fun. That's crazy. So a queen, right? We believe we are worthy of having it all, because the more I have, the more impact I can make, the more women I can help, the more energy I have, the more I can help, the more money I have, the more I can help, the more knowledge I have. Just got goosebumps again, and the more I can share. So in fulfillment, it's not like, oh, well, one time I was really happy, and so it's not that bad. It's like, dude, right now, I sit up like a queen, big belly breath, right now, hand on heart. How fulfilled are you right now? It's not a game of, oh my God, I'm a loser. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. What did I say? You can't get happiness out of guilt. It's an honest conversation with yourself, because if you don't acknowledge what's not working, you have a 0% chance of making the change. And because no one's going to come knock on our door and say, hey, can I save you? Quarantine was really hard. Oh my God, your circle got small, and you couldn't, really work out, and it was just hard on your mental health, but I'm going to save you. Like, that's not going to happen. So if we can just be like, hey, yeah, these are the parts that I don't feel fulfilled in. I know that I'm settling. Quarantine kind of kicked me into this laziness. Dude, like, I just took dairy out of my diet, because the way that I look at it is, if I don't cherish something, then I lost my privilege. So I was eating whole fucking squares of brie. You know how it comes like a pizza? Like a whole entire square. And I'm like, okay, what's for dinner now? Like, just eat it. Like, so I'm like, I started not appreciating cheese in quarantine. So I've cut it out of my diet because I've lost the privilege. And I also noticed that like my presence muscle in my training program, I'm obviously meditating every morning and using these strategies that I know work. And I noticed I was like waking up like a little bit less energized than I'm normal, that I'm used to. And I'm like, okay, well, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to rate my experiences. How do I feel once I cut this out of my diet? How do I feel once I go to bed 30 minutes earlier, or cut my phone off 2 hours earlier before bed? So I do these, I'm like, yeah, not been cherishing this, been going a little bit above and beyond. So the second part of how to get your life back, after quarantine, to live your best life, and is how fulfilled are you? And just having an honest conversation. There's no guilt, there's no blame. It's just an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to do like, it's like if you went to the mechanic because your car was broken, you wouldn't be offended when he's like, hey, like your fucking brake pads are shot. You'd be like, thank you. Now I can get them fixed. That's the way that I look at my life. I'm like, all right, like, let's go. I want to be, operating at like the top machinery with the most energy so I can make the biggest impact and help the most people. When I feel happier and better and grounded and excited and when shit's fun, my productivity is up like 500%. So if you're like, okay, Lani, I'm seriously ready to get my life back after quarantine, like, dude, I get it. We only just started doing CrossFit a week ago. I was super freaking sore at the beginning of the week. Monday, I was like, oh my God, I felt like I had to like I was doing a lawnmower. I was like, come on, bitch, you can do it. You're a badass. And it definitely took me a little bit longer than normal because my body was just not used to putting out that much energy. Like I had been killing it on the business side, but I hadn't been doing CrossFit. And so after I was like, oh my God. So it's not like easier for me. I totally went through my grace period, but I've shortened it. So like 5 months in quarantine, we are a week through it and like I feel amazing. And I'm not saying it's not going to be a little bit uncomfortable to have an honest conversation, or it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable to get your ass back to yoga or the gym. If you haven't started exercising again, that's a non-negotiable. We know that's the best way to like just freaking use our bodies to access our Wonder Woman and our Queen energy. So if you are ready to learn more and like, okay, so I get it. I'm going to like get up. I'm going to freaking breathe. I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm going to start seeing where have I slipped and where have I been making excuses and start bringing the things that make me feel really good back into my life again. It's so crazy. Like I totally noticed. I was like, oh, not like just eating more treats around the house. And it was like, oh, kind of like my meditations kind of went like, they weren't like a 10 is important to me. Then I'm like, okay, this is affecting everything. So bringing back up the things that are really important to you. You're not 5, you're a big girl, you know what makes you feel good. But if you need help and you're like, dude, I don't have these strategies that you're talking about, Lani, like, what do you mean you can just get out of your head when you're super fucking sore and you can just like get up and have a good attitude and kick ass during the day? Then you've got to come to my free workshop. It's online, so you can be anywhere. It's free. So the only reason you don't come is because you don't want to feel better. Everything is in the description. So just click that link, sign up now. I fucking guarantee you'll feel so much more embodied and clear-headed, so much clarity, right? And so I'm going to give you tools so you can start your journey today to get your life back after quarantine because sis, we only have this moment. The time is now. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, hit the like button. Thank you so much for listening and I'll see you soon. Love from Portugal. Mwah!